Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make Timmy Turner's house from the show Fairly Odd Parents. This is the amount of space required to make Timmy's house. And here are all of the materials that we will need to build it. Begin by placing 5 white concrete in a row on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then place 3 light blue terracotta. 1, 2, 3. Followed by 5 more white concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We then want to extend upwards by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, towards the back of the build, we want to place a block going right, up, right, and then up by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then right, up, right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down, right, and then down by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We then want to extend to the right by 3. 1, 2, 3. We then want to extend down to the ground. And then we want to extend this row here and this row here all the way to the right and join back to the front of the build. So all the way over to the right like this. And this block here also all the way over to the right. We can join this down. We can then extend this block here to the right by 3, and we essentially want to match the shape that we have over there. So we start off by placing 1, 2, 3 blocks going right. We then want to extend upwards by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then right 1, up 1, right by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down 1, right 1. We then want to extend down by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then right, down, right, and then join all the way down to the ground, which will be the opposite corner, and will give us this shape right here, which actually kind of looks like a bunny hat. Next, we are going to add all of the detail that we need to the front of the house. So, there is a door right in the middle of this row of light blue terracotta, which we then want to surround with light blue terracotta like this, and then place a stone button to the right of the upper half of the door. We then want to add white concrete all the way around the light blue terracotta door frame, like this, and then add a row of white concrete inside of the gaps on the left and right sides of the door. We then want to place 2 rows of light blue glass on top of these 2 alcoves that we have on the left and right. We then want to place a layer of light blue concrete, actually a layer of white concrete across the top of the light blue glass and the door like this. And then we want to add another row all the way across the top of this, connecting the left side to the right side. This really is starting to look like a disgruntled rabbit at this point in time. We want to add a doorstep by placing smooth stone directly in front of the width of the door underneath, and then adding slabs directly in front of that. There are also a couple of bushes. These are placed directly to the left and right of the actual step here, and then we extend up the 3 middle blocks which just sit underneath the windows, and then we extend them forwards also. So we do this on both the left and right side, just like this. And then we want to add a little bit of roofing, which is pretty much just made using crimson stairs. So we place a layer of crimson stairs directly in front of the top row of white concrete. We then add another row up and behind it, and then another row so that it sits nicely against the white concrete frame. We then just want to extend the stairs across just like this. That's perfect. We also want to have them overhang the side of the build by a row, upside down stairs underneath like this, and we don't have to place any behind here. I think that that is where we will stop. So we want to do this on both sides, just like so. Then we want to grab our white concrete again and place a layer of white concrete above and behind the crimson stairs. We then want to place rows of light blue glass. So we want to start over here on the left and place 1, 2, 3 glass, white concrete, 1, 2, 3 glass, white concrete, and then 1, 2, 3 glass, like so. The windows want to be 2 rows high in total, and then we just want to surround them using white concrete. Ultimately, we will add another row just up above these as well, like this. And then we want to start adding a bit of the roof in. So the roof is made once again out of crimson stairs. So we want to add 3 rows in total of crimson stairs until we sit up here, right at the very top, okay? So very much matching what we have down below. We want these stairs to overhang by a row and then place upside down stairs underneath the overhanging row, like so. And this wants to be apparent on both sides. And this is what we will be left with thus far. So we also have to add a chimney to the house as well. So the chimney actually sits directly behind these stairs here. So on the right side of the build, where we have the first set of stairs, we want to place 1, 2, 3, 4 red terracottas extending back. We then extend the rows downwards like this, and these want to hit the floor like so. This is like the chimney column. We then want to take the 2 middle blocks and extend them all the way up like this, and we do have to knock out some stairs, but that's okay, leading all the way up to the top of the house. And I think that this will actually be sufficient, just 1 row above the actual roof line, a couple of nether brick walls just on top, and that is the chimney pretty much complete. So we are now going to work our way around to the right side of the house. And on the right side of the house, we're just going to need the white concrete again. And we want to focus on the right side of the right side of the house, so just underneath here. We want to add a row of white concrete underneath the bottom, and then extend up these left 2 rows here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then extend and connect like this. We then want to add another row of white concrete underneath the top here, and then 1 row here on the right. So we have a perfectly situated space for us to place a window, like this. And then if we fill in the left side of this wall here, and also the right side of this wall here, with white concrete leading all the way up to the very top, we will end up with this. And whilst we are on this side of the house, we can actually also add in the roof as well. So the roof starts in the same place on the back as it does the front, so we can add 3 rows of crimson stairs leading up, overhang them on the left side here, upside down stairs underneath, and then it might actually be easier if we were to grab the white concrete and just add a row in here just across the top, like this, because then we can easily place these stairs. So we have something to place these stairs against, and then on top of. We can just extend this all the way over, have them overhang. We have another row up top here, which we will just have to do without. There we go, that's great. And then we want to have upside down stairs underneath the overhanging portions. I want to make sure that that is done before we move on. And then we simply just want to connect the front and the back of the roof together using crimson planks, and that's pretty much all there is to it for the roof itself. We have the chimney, we have the overhang, we have everything that we need, and that is absolutely perfect. So we have inadvertently worked our way onto this side of the house, so whilst we are here, we're just going to fill all of this in using white concrete. There is actually a door though on this side of the house. It's a small little side door. It's actually towards the front of the house, and if you create a little gap here and place a double oak door, that will actually be sufficient, or you can place it a little bit further backwards. Unfortunately, this house isn't particularly usable. Like, you can't really, with the scale of the inside of the house, it doesn't match the outside of the house, so there's not too much you can do to the interior, but you would be able to make like a mini version of the interior with all of the space that is required, but not one that is sufficient to actually house one like is in the show. Anyway, the back of the house. So on the back of the house, we want to add a couple of windows. This is on the lower part. So on the right side, we want a 2x2 square of glass, leave a gap, door. Gap using white concrete, and then 2x2 square of glass. We then want to fill the remaining area in here using white concrete like this. And then in front of the door, and also to the left and right of it, we want to have smooth stone slabs. Add another row of slabs in front. We then want to add a layer of slabs all the way around this to make a little patio. So on the left, we have 2 rows to make it sit underneath the window. And on the right, we have 3 rows, which leaves it nice and even with the side of the house. The roof on the back here is ever so slightly different than everywhere else. It's kind of like a... it wraps around. It's more so like a horseshoe shape. So we want crimson stairs leading all the way around the side of the house like this. And we want to... I just want to make sure... So on the side of the house, we're going to have the crimson stairs just wrap around all the way to the chimney. But then we can start building up stairs and stairs and stairs. And there will come a point where these kind of like sit nicely just against the house. So... we should probably build up some white concrete as well, just for them to sit onto. It's easier to place them, and if we do this, so that should actually be okay, like just a couple of rows of crimson stairs, so leading all the way up to the top here, sideways, here, then sideways, and then, yeah, that's looking great. And then we want to add a row of white concrete just above here. And then we can actually have the same arrangement of windows that we have on the front of the house, but directly on the back of the house. So what this essentially works out to be is a row of free glass, white concrete, free glass, white concrete, free glass. And we just want to spread that across the back of the house. And in doing that, we've actually done a massive portion of the house at this point in time, but I'm thinking that we can add a bush on the back of the house as well. So if we actually add a row of 5 green concrete here on the left, raise up the 3 middle blocks and extend out the 3 middle blocks, that just has a nicer balance than it would have previously. There's also a satellite dish on this side of the house specifically. So the satellite dish is made using stone brick wall, stone brick stairs, and light grey concrete. It stems from, you see this block here on the front of the house, the top of the window. We, from this row, move around to the side of the house. It wants to be 1 row inwards. We place 1 2 stone brick wall extending out, up 1, and then a light grey concrete extending out from it, up, down, right, left, and then upside down stone brick stairs in each one of the 4 corners. And then we place 2 stone brick wall extending out from the middle. So that is the satellite dish. And now that we've done that, we also have to make the garage. So the garage is made using white concrete. We'll probably need some crimson planks maybe along the way, crimson stairs, stone brick stairs, and also we need the oak doors. So the garage is placed like this. If we start on the back left-hand corner of the back left-hand corner of the house, we want to move inwards 1 2 blocks, and then we want to leave a gap of 2 in the ground. So 1 2. This is the starting position on this 3rd block. From this position, we place a row of 6 white concrete going right. 1 2 3 4 5 6. We then want to extend forwards by 12. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. We then want to 1 row inwards from this, place 1 2 3 4 stone brick stairs, white concrete on the end, extend it forwards and then all the way backwards like this. We then want the white concrete to be 2 rows higher, so we want to add 2 rows on top of the white concrete walls of the garage. And before we add the roof, we also want to be able to technically get into the garage, so this is going to be directly opposite the actual doors that we added on the house, so like this. We then want to add a couple of rows of stone brick stairs on top of these stone brick stairs, and then white concrete above and outside of these stone brick stairs like this. We then want to add rows of crimson stairs leading up like this from the side of the garage wall here, so here, here, and here. And then we want to add white concrete in between the top pair, and then add crimson stairs on top, back to back like this, which we can then overhang the crimson stairs like so, and then upside down stairs underneath these. So what that will give us is this. And then from here, we simply want to pretty much just match the garage roof onto the back. So we will be adding the white concrete here on the back so that that supports the top of the actual top of the roof. Add another row of white concrete here as well, just so that we don't have any gaps in our garage roof. And we just want to extend all of the crimson stairs backwards like this and have them overhang the back of the garage as well. So have them extend back like this. Make sure to add the upside down stairs at the back, and that will give us something which should be absolutely perfect. We have the house, we have the garage. Now we are missing one other fundamental part of the house. The tree house, which is situated all the way in the back garden. And if you have made the grid, what we want to do is not in the very corner of the back garden here, but one row to the left, we want to place a row of 6 spruce wood extending up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on top of this, place an oak door. And then, right of the spruce wood here, we want to place 1, 2, 3 spruce, and then add another row just here, right next to it. What we can then do is place white concrete along the spruce wood that we've just placed. We want to add a light blue glass on top of the center block and then build up white concrete around the glass. We then want to extend the top of this to the left and then down like so. Then we have to have a little platform. So the platform is going to sit just underneath the door here. So it's going to be smooth quartz slabs. We want to have a couple of rows of them, and they want to extend to the left and around where we are going to place a ladder on the actual tree trunk itself so that we can get up and down here. So this is just a little platform so that we can actually get up here and have a little look around. And we then want to extend the white concrete backwards. So we actually want to be able to get in here. So we're going to extend the left and right sides back by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then same on the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this. And we want to connect it together at the back. And then we can make the inside of the treehouse whatever you like. You can even, like, if you wanted to, you could make the tree a bit thicker, like this, to start off with. And then we just have to add a flooring material. So the most obvious choice would probably be some sort of wood, like oak planks like this, something like that. And we can have some... I mean, another alternative, actually, is to just wrap the smooth quartz slabs. This is probably a little bit cleaner, actually. So there we go. That's actually a little bit nicer, if you ask me. So instead of that, so we have smooth quartz slabs for the inside of the treehouse. That's absolutely perfect. We have to add a roof. So this is blue terracotta in front of the width of the front of the treehouse and also the back of the treehouse like this. We then want to extend the blue terracotta inwards and upwards on both sides like this until it eventually reaches an apex. So just like so. With white concrete, just filling the little gaps here. And then we connect the blue terracotta left and right like so to make the width of the roof here and here. And then we are going to place oak leaves around the top row of the roof here, like this, in kind of a rectangular shape. And then we're going to extend the front and the back of the rectangular shape, leaving the sides alone. And then we're going to extend the edges of this upwards another row, like so. And then we will extend it inwards a row on each one of the 4 corners, and then extend the inward part of this upwards. So we'll have something which should look like this. And that is the treehouse pretty much complete. So now that we've done this, I want to start adding some boundaries. So the boundaries are going to be made using oak planks to look like a good old regular fence. The fence wants to sit just by the side of the house here on the left, all the way up to the white concrete, we want to have a couple of rows of oak planks stacked on top of each other. This is going to be the height of the fence. We'll extend it all the way around at the back and across to the side of the front of the garage here. And it just wants to be 2 rows high, and that is pretty much just going to be the actual fence, the boundary that sits around the edge of the house. And with that complete, we want to add, number 1, a driveway, which is going to be made using smooth stone. So this is going to be the width of the garage door, so that's just going to be 4 rows, just extending from the actual garage door itself, like this. And once we have just filled those in, that looks really good, we have to have a pathway. So the pathway is really easy to make. It's the same width as the actual step here that we have. We want to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, extending forwards from the width of the path, and then we extend the last 3 rows to the right, 1, 2, 3, and then we want to extend those 3 rows all the way forwards to where the street would be. And these can just be filled in using smooth stone. And beyond that, all we have to do is just replace the actual grid material using grass blocks. And after that, there's something cool that we can do for the inside the windows, which is kind of like optional, because you might very well want... There we go, that's looking really good. So you might be happy with your house looking like this, and that's absolutely perfect. So depending upon whether you want to actually come inside of your house, because there's a little room, but there's not enough room to actually fit the whole interior in here. So what you can do is you can black out the windows using cyan concrete, but we also want to add curtains. So there's curtains all the way around the actual house. Like, there's curtains pretty much in every single window, right? So if you set some cyan concrete backwards from the actual window and place some purple banners on the left and right sides like this, then we have a set of windows, and it also just adds a little bit more colour. So that is a 100% definite option that you can add to your house. So something that you may want to do is replace all of the grass block with lime terracotta. I'd personally recommend this, especially because it adds a bit more of a cartoony feel. It adds contrast against the other grass block, and it just looks a little bit nicer, but I'll leave that up to you. I'd definitely recommend doing that. And that's it. I do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. Please do remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.